Being in the mustard yard is all about having plans. At least it is from now on. As I see it, I have 5 main areas for me to deal with. This part, mainly because I'm losing it, the lockup where I drink tea, and all of this area down here, where we have cars and parts. Plus the lockup of despair. Now this is an area that I'm going to start doing something on today. If all things go to plan, this time next week there shall be 3 fewer cars in the yard. 2 of them that don't, no, all 3 of them that don't work, and that means I can start to do things properly. Once this one goes, for example, I can pull out the MG and then tow out the Pt.1, and then the caravan can fit here. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I'm just thinking of the dream of having a tidy yard. It will happen. I'm going to, because I'm not doing car parts any longer. It's not working. I've got tons of car parts and nobody wants them, so what's the point? I may as well just start getting rid. The trouble is, as dented Doris has shown, cars are available to us that have dents, and ideally would be better with replacement panels. So I don't really want to get rid of those. Bits of V6 engine, suspension, legs and all sorts of car parts immersed in water may as well be, well, weighed in, frankly. Then if I could muddle my way through this lot and sort it out, I could actually have another car in here. I could have 2 cars in here. I could have 2 cars and shelving all the way around the edges. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with this V6 engine. I'm going to strip it down. I'm going to strip the aluminium bits off because I can't pick it up anyway, so I may as well break it down into bits I can actually move. And then I've got a big box here for aluminium, and then various other boxes for various other things, I guess. Oh shit. Well, it seems that my buzz gun isn't up to the job of undoing some of these bolts on this. You would definitely need a multi-layer gasket for that one. This is a KV6 that's friendly to the environment. Look, it's got a tree growing in it. There was a point in here where I could walk through without having to look at the floor and use this as a bench. I would stand behind that bench, ding my bell and say next. Now maybe I should combine this clear out with a little sales pitch as well. Here we have a Rover 45 wing with only the slightest of dents. Watch in amazement as the progress unfolds. Normally I'd do a time lapse for this kind of thing, but today I'm not going to bother. I've done enough time lapse for this week. When I first moved into these premises, not moved in, but when I first took them over, in this area just here, there was a pink Fiat Cinquecento which came with the rent. So I sold it and I used it to pay my first 3 weeks rent. But that was just kind of in this corner here. So this lockup is about 26 feet long and at least 18 feet wide. Easily enough to get 2 cars in there, even with shelving down either side and at the end. And this wall along here, it was my plan to have plastic shelving all the way along where I could store things that nobody in their right mind would bother to steal, because they're of absolutely no monetary value whatsoever. Yeah, almost none. I mean, the only real use would be for the specific car, which of course is in the hands of people that don't tend to steal things anyway. I feel our plans coming together. Bit of space cleared already, but it is only a bit. But it's enough for me to walk in at last. After a short break, and I do mean short, it was short enough to have a quick bit of lunch with SM and then a quick live stream of about an hour and 20 minutes. I've come back outside, cold, but I'm cold because I've been inside, standing around. It's warmer out here, especially over here. I may as well carry on with my little task of tidying up down there. Having done something different for a while, that means I'm re-energized. I found out that this is an R8 fuel tank, and we have a whole load of drive shafts here that I can't really identify, so they are going to go on a shelf where they will be kept. Rover 25 subframe, and another one. And in just a couple of hours, I've really beginning to get to grips with the new potential possibilities here. There may be more stuff on the floor now than what there was before, but this gap is getting bigger. The seats there, they're just going to get binned, and we can see just how much room we have here now. I feel quite excited actually. This little metal shelf here, and this little metal shelf here, and this 6-foot metal shelf here, and this 6-foot metal shelf here are all going to go up there. Yes, where I shall start to use them a bit more effectively. I'm enjoying this much more than I was expecting to do. So I think before I go today, I'm going to move at least one shelf, one emptied shelf from here to up there, where I shall take up some of the stuff that I definitely do want to be moving on. Yeah, this is fun. Other way around, what's important now is to fill this shelf up in a way where it's going to stay filled with important things that I am keeping. Important things that ideally weigh quite. Yes. Well, that's been quite a successful day, and as you can see, the light is starting to go, and so am I. The lockup of disaster is being transformed. I mean, it is still currently full of junk and parts that will probably never sell, but as you can see, there's a rather big gap here now. So tomorrow I've just got to deal with this lot. Let's not get this car confused with this car, because they're not the same car.